What's good, YouTube? I've got a banger from Taylor the Fiend today. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it.
Women are scared of happily single men. You want to know why? Let's get into it. Being happily single as a man makes you more appealing. Men that don't need to be in a relationship. Men that have high standards. Men that don't chase women. They chase in purpose. This makes women think, wonder if that man is actually interested in them, and will in turn, y'all listen to this, increase the value of that man and his expressed interest in their minds.
Modern women.
Well, the funny thing is, a lot of guys are happily single. I mean, they'd like a girlfriend. They'd like, a chance at a nice relationship and all that, but they're not willing to sacrifice it, and they're building. When women say men are just happily single and blah, 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 and they don't care about us and they're not serious, it's just projecting. Remember, men are builders. Like everything, we're not born into this world with value. A woman is born into this world with 100% of her value. She's born with a set up top and she's born with a set down below. And any man at some point can find that attractive. She's born with her value. She doesn't have to work for anything. In fact, most women get married and stop working anyway. That's a normal thing. So, men, if we don't earn money and we don't provide and we don't build, then we have zero value. And in fact, women only wait at the finish line and pick the winners because they're looking for the business owners, doctor, lawyer, plumber who's making multiple six figures. They're looking for business owners. The women are waiting at the finish line to find these men, and men are building this up. That's why I say this dating market's a little bit tedious because, a woman is incentivized to divorce because she claims half of everything the man owns, but she may be single the rest of her life. And the man is incentivized to not marry because he does lose everything. If a woman is afraid to sign a prenup, do not marry her, period. Because a good man will stay good throughout the entirety of the relationship. The woman is the one who's going to be corrupted at some point. Just like Eve from the Bible ate from the apple and offered it to her husband, Adam. The women are easily corruptible. So if she can't sign a prenup, then the love wasn't real, my opinion. Let's see what else we got here. Here's a good one. Boom.
Right into it.
It's the rude awakening that men have needed for thousands of years.
I have 4 big things to say about this.
She looks like she's about 1,000 years old, but how does she know thousands of years?
But first of all, I'm not quite sure where this belief came from that if more women divorce their husbands, that these men are just going to believe that it was all their fault and they're going to grow and get better. No, there's never just fault on one side, and men know that. Second of all, most men that go...
Women treat men like they're stupid and then wonder why we don't want to get in a relationship with them. Make it make sense.
Through divorce end up losing a lot in the form of lost time with their children and financially through spousal support and child support. So many men just feel victimized by the court system.
It takes a demented mind to think that destroying a good man is somehow good for society. The men they destroy have to rebuild their lives after she's done using the courts against them. If anything, he's going to want to stay away from women after that.
Right.
Thirdly, a lot of these men that get put through the ringer, they eventually build themselves back, and they realize that they're a lot happier being single.
Whoa, run that back,
It's actually
Turbo.
a lot more
Awakening that men have needed for thousands of years.
I have 4 big things to say about this, but first
Okay.
of all, I'm not quite sure where this belief came from that if more women divorce their husbands, that these men are just going to believe that it was all their fault and they're going to grow and get better. No,
I think
there's
I
never
missed half
just
of the
fault on
video.
one side, and men know that. Second of all, most men that go through divorce end up losing a lot in the form of lost time with their children and financially through spousal support and child support. So many men just feel victimized by the court system.
It takes a demented mind to think that destroying a good man is somehow good
she
for
speaks more.
society.
Okay.
The men they destroy have to rebuild their...
Thirdly, a lot of these men that get put through the ringer, they eventually build themselves back and they
That's
realize
right.
that they're a lot happier being single.
That's right.
It's actually a lot more peaceful for them.
Yep.
And fourthly and lastly, a lot of men never want to get married again or in the first place because they hear women like this talking about divorce as if it's some sort of punishment for her not being happy, as if his needs and the family's needs have nothing to do with it. And men are smarter than that.
A marriage takes a lot of
Yeah, guys, women are willing to destroy a family for their happiness. Men are willing to destroy their happiness for a family. I mean, that's all we really need to say about that, I think. I thought I'd missed half the video. You see how professional I am.
Who's happiest? The happiest people are single women and married men. They're the two happiest groups of people always.
Single women
and married men
are the happiest.
But the happiest groups of people.
I don't know if I agree with that at all.
Married women end up doing all the jobs, and married women aren't happier than
Feminist,
single women. Single women
no.
are happier than married women.
No.
And married men are really happy because they get everything done for them, basically.
Not only is that
That's so opinionated. That's not objective. That's just because I think I'm ashamed at her. That's so dead wrong.
statistic just completely inaccurate.
Right.
It's also deeply insulting. Women
Right.
like this try to imply that men are nothing but incompetent slave drivers.
Yeah.
They know nothing about how men work.
Look, I can make enough money and side money to pay people to do exactly what a woman can do. So what does a woman offer me? Well, is she nice? Is she comforting? Is she a helpmate? Cooking and cleaning is like, if you're going to get married, that's like part of it. That's not even negotiable. That should be understood that that's part of it. In the same way it's understood that a man has to provide. We can't have a double standard there. If a man has to front the bill and all the money and go out to work while the woman stays at home and watches Stranger Things on Netflix, then there needs to be some type of reciprocation. When I come home, the house needs to be cleaned, or you need to have done something today, or you need to take the trash out, or you need to take care of the kids, or you need to be homeschooling. You need to do something. It's not a free ride, and it never will be. And every man feels the same about that. I've talked to hundreds and hundreds of men about that. You need to offer something. We can pay people to clean. We can pay people to cook. We can pay people to do a lot of these chore things that you say that women are only good for. And the thing is, these modern women are downplaying themselves because they say all we can offer is cooking and cleaning and we shouldn't have to do that. They're legitimately not even thinking that being nice or being supportive is an option. If we're going to make all the money, why would you bite the hand that feeds? You would want to support that because either way, women, whether you believe it or not, you've got a boss. Your boss is either making money or you're working for him, one of the two, but you don't get to choose. So when you're in a W-2 job, your boss tells you what to do. You do it. You say, yes, sir. Well, it's my boss. I have to. Well, a marriage is the same thing. The man is the boss. He is the leader. In fact, so much so that if you believe in God and you're a spiritual person, it is written that men are the leaders, men are the providers, men are the spiritual teachers. Men are the leaders and the heads of household, not women. And I know that that sounds weird to modern women and they hate that. Well, it's probably because you hate God. And I mean, that's the reality of it. You need to be able to do and have a skill set that's different from I'm not going to cook and I'm not going to clean. Well, what are you going to do? And then you're like, well, I'll give him my body. But no, you won't. No, you won't. You'll use your body against him to get leverage to get what you want. You'll stop sleeping with him for months and months on end because you're not happy. So even then, men know you're going to do that. So what do you offer? A lot of women, nothing. And that's the problem. And then they wonder why they're single. They offer no value. So let's see this next clip here.
Single and lonely.
Single and lonely, as long as I have my money. If you not my thought process, I cannot have you around me because you're gonna fuck up my life.
Toxic.
Can you be lonely and not miserable?
You can be lonely and have a blast.
9 times out of 10, when somebody tells you they're lonely, are they happy?
No.
Are they happy?
No.
I disagree.
Are they happy?
I've been lonely
I
and happy.
disagree.
You can be lonely and happy.
I've been
you
lonely
cannot
and
be
happy.
miserable and happy. It doesn't make sense. When I'm feeling lonely,
it's easier for me to be feel loved if I go around people I love.
That's right.
When I'm miserable, I could be around y'all and I'm still miserable.
Yeah.
Men were born
Toxicity. Like that's crazy that they brought that up. I love that. When I'm miserable, everyone around me is miserable. Even if they love on me, I'm still miserable. If I'm happy, even though I'm lonely, when I'm around people who love me, I feel so loved. Because being that way, it makes you miserable. It's toxic. What would you rather, chat? What would you rather? Would you rather be in a relationship with someone you hate and someone who disrespects you, someone who's loud and arrogant and thinks you owe them stuff? Or would you rather be single and be pursuing a relationship and still be building your kingdom, keeping your money, still be making steps that matter? Just food for thought. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I've always enjoyed talking about these things, and I hope that some of this resonates with some of y'all. Again, if you leave any comments down there, I'll be sure to answer them, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you. Later.